Chancellor Merkel fails with her proposal to hold a summit with the Kremlin chief. Hungary's homosexuality law is causing a heated argument. The EU states have agreed to stricter action against future violations of the law by Russia. However, at the EU summit, Chancellor Angela Merkel was unable to prevail with the suggestion that another peak meeting with the Russian President Vladimir Putin should be considered. We couldn't agree today that we would meet immediately at management level, that is, at executive level, said Merkel on Friday night in Brussels. The formats and conditions for a dialogue with Russia are now being worked on. Personally, I would have liked a more courageous step here, said the Christian Democrat politician at the end of the first day of the summit. On Friday morning, discussions on the economic situation after the pandemic and reforms in the Eurozone did continue. Merkel and French President Emmanuel Macron had campaigned for a change of course in Russian policy. On the one hand, tougher, coordinated sanctions for violations of the law by Russia. On the other hand, the option of EU top meetings with Putin. However, many EU countries had concerns. Only the development of a plan for punitive measures, which also includes economic sanctions, was decided. There is the need for a determined and coordinated response from the EU and its member states to any further malicious, illegal and disruptive activity by Russia, the summit statement said. Germany and France had caused quite a stir with their advance, but another issue sparked much more controversy: the new Hungarian law on homosexuality. Many of the 27 heads of state and government tackled Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban behind closed doors. According to diplomats, some even asked why Hungary was still a member of the EU at all. Merkel confirmed a controversial but very honest discussion, as she said. Such talks are needed more often because there are different ideas about the future of Europe, not just with Hungary, said Merkel. She's getting soft short before leaving, I guess. Orban denied allegations that the law discriminated against sexual minorities. Most of his EU colleagues see it differently. The Luxembourg Prime Minister Javier Bettel, who is married to a man, said, according to the participants, "My mother hates that I'm gay. I have to live with that. And now, write that into a law." Hungarian law prohibits publications that are accessible to children and depict non-heterosexual relationships. It also bans advertising in which homosexuals or transsexuals appear as part of normalcy. Merkel and many of her EU colleagues see basic European values in danger with that. The Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte has sharply criticized Hungary for the recently passed homosexual law. "In my opinion, they have no business in the European Union," said Rutte at the EU summit in Brussels. Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban refused to withdraw the controversial law at the summit. It went into effect on Thursday and provides for the restriction of information on homosexuality and transsexuality. The official goal is the protection of minors, they say. Contrary to what Rutte suggests, there is no procedure to kick a member state out of the EU, unfortunately. A country can only leave on its own initiative. However, criminal proceedings are already underway against Hungary because of deficits in the rule of law, such as the restriction of the independence of the judiciary and freedom of the press and expression, which can lead to the withdrawal of voting rights at EU level. So far, there has not been a sufficient minority among the member states for that step. "I can't push them out," said Rutte. "In the case of Hungary, the EU must proceed step by step. Orban must be clear that the EU is a community of values. We want to bring Hungary to its knees," he said. Despite the bitter dispute, the heads of state and government found a common line on a number of important issues. In the fight against the corona pandemic, according to participants, they agreed to only open the borders to travelers from third countries carefully and in a coordinated manner. The aim is to slow the spread of highly contagious Delta variants of the coronavirus. Travelers from Great Britain, where the Delta variant is already very common, could be affected and probably will be. The summit participants quickly came to an agreement on declarations on Turkey and migration policy. With a view to Turkey, they affirmed the will to intensify cooperation on certain issues under certain conditions. The EU Commission is to develop a concrete proposal for further financial aid for Syrian refugees in Turkey. An amount of 3.5 billion euros by 2024 is being considered. When it comes to migration, the dispute over the common asylum policy has stalled. The declaration therefore concentrated on external aspects, that means agreements with countries of origin and transit countries in order to prevent people from fleeing to Europe. And I'll see you in my next video. Auf Wiedersehen.